Today I'm here to talk about B.A.P.S Season 1, Episode 4. It's not going to be everything. I don't have no notes, but I just remember some of the things that I want to talk about and hit up on. So if I miss anything, you guys let me know and we can keep the conversation going in the comment section. This damn sipping tea? It was a disaster. I was so shocked at Miss Gina that it just really didn't make no sense. Now, I understand a person pissing you off to make you come out your character. I get it, because, you know, it's certain things I think a woman should act like. But Gina was way, like, she took some pills before she got there. We know that y'all still had beef from the mayor's ball and whatever, her and Anisha, but it was ridiculous. So Ricardo had invited the ladies to this little tea thing, I think it was, but it was about women like having it was a meeting for the cast because it wasn't nobody there but them 5 people, so I don't get it. But yeah, they had this little tea thing where this Ricardo's friend invited them, and she was like an elderly lady in the B.A.P.S. Wasn't that old, but she was older than them. So she was having this sitting thing where she teaches them how to be mothers and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they said Ricardo had a child, but I guess since it was her thing that she put it all together, hey. But they had Kristen because she's a mom, and Anisha because she's a mom, and they had Gina's mom was invited, so Gina wants to be a mom one day, so she came with her mom. I get that. But, you know, Anisha's one of those things like, why the hell she there? She never said nothing to Gina, but she was looking like, why is Gina there? So they sitting there talking, and they're talking about Anisha explaining her job and people she worked with and all these kind of different things. So Gina's getting irritated as she's listening to her. But instead of really, I think she asked her something about, was she a secretary? And Anisha was like, no. So next thing you know, Gina started going in on her purse, her shoes, how she not her family not really from Louisiana. Then she said she wasn't from St. Louis. And I'm sitting there like, why does that matter? Why does it matter where she's from? Why does it matter if she got a fake purse or not? Like, why is it bothering you so bad? I get you saying you don't like phony people or whatever, but that's when you excuse yourself and say, this is not for me. But to come in somebody else's house and act the way she did, she disrespected her mom because her mom kept telling her to stop. She pushing her mom out the way. Ricardo had to come back and apologize for their actions instead of Gina sitting there and apologizing for the actions. I just didn't get it. Then Ricardo had to apologize to Anisha for Gina's actions, and then that's when Anisha said, like, okay, they on my side, so let me say some more shit and keep this shit going. So they end up having to, like, forcefully, like, walk her up out the house, Gina out the house, because Gina was going to fuck in on Anisha. Now, I'm not a fan of Anisha. No, I'm not. But Gina was way the hell out of line. Then Gina meets up with Ray Ray. They go play tennis. She buy Ray Ray a tennis brace racket and a bag. And Ray Ray sitting there like, this shit ain't for me. But I'm like, you accepted the shit and you came to the tennis match or whatever. But, you know, Gina says she's like a big sister to her so she can teach her a few things. Okay, I get that because there's nothing wrong with learning new things from older people, whether it's a year older. Shit, sometimes you can learn stuff from younger people. Just as long as you guys both have positive vibes and, you know where y'all want to go. There's nothing wrong with that. I've learned something from a lot of people from YouTube and they're younger than me. So, yeah, they were talking and Gina couldn't hit the ball right, so Ray Ray knew something was wrong. So they end up talking about what happened at the with Anisha. And Ray Ray called her out on that. Ray Ray was like, so you was acting ratchet. She was like, no. She got offended when Ray Ray said that. And Ray Ray was like, I'm not calling you ratchet. I said your actions was ratchet. Because she was like, oh, that's the cat calling kettle black or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, okay, well, that means Ray Ray can recognize being ratchet. That's how I look at that. But yeah, like Gina was out of line, and I'm glad that Ray was friends enough to be able to tell her how she was acting. Anisha went to lunch with her son and Brandon, and I get where Anisha was coming from, but like Brandon was saying, your son is only 4. She wanted to take him to the restaurant to teach him how to act and know his place settings and all that kind of stuff or whatever. But like Brandon said, he's 4. He has time to learn that. He needs to be a kid, but he do need to learn how to act in a restaurant. I get that. They talked about her relationship with Kendrick. She's the type of person, she's happy where it is, because I think she feels like if she asks Kendrick any kind of questions, then that relationship is going to be over, because you're not going to get the answers that you really, really want. And she like, fuck that, I'm not going to ask him on camera, because I know how honest Kendrick is, and this shit is going to embarrass the shit out of me, so let me be quiet. That ain't what she said, but that's what I got from her. So yeah, they kicked it. And I like how they have a friendship. Now, because I always say men and women can be friends. They can go out to eat. They can have a good time. As long as ain't nobody crossing boundaries. It's cool. That's what I like. And I'm quite sure a lot of things that he's saying in confessionals, she done heard from him before. If not, that's fucked up. But, yeah. Then, what else happened? She ended up going to on a little picnic date with Kendrick. Before that, Brandon came over there to watch John Baptiste or whatever. And he tried to go put his beer in the refrigerator. And her refrigerator stunk like shit. She had old shit in there. And I understand leaving leftovers in your refrigerator. It's not longer than a couple of days. I'm sorry. And then she tried to throw all the stuff out as they there, making the house fucking stink. I would have been like, okay, open at your own caution. I'll get it out when I get back home, but not make my house stink when my date is on the way. Kendrick came and went right back out the door because he couldn't even smell that shit. And so they go on a date and they sit on concrete. I'm like, why do you have a blanket to sit on concrete? Hey, that's where they was at. But they talked about marriage and stuff like that, and she wants to get married again, but that ain't on his damn radar. He's cool with where they at, and a lot of men are like that. Let them lead you into marriage, because if you lead them into marriage, it ain't gonna work. It's not. And if it do, that's cool. But most of the times, it's usually, a lot of women need to wait on these guys to say, look, let's get married, because then they know, a lot of men, they know, when they ask you to marry, they know you are the one. When you ask them, they say, yeah, real quick, they usually don't know if you're the one. They just trying to get you to shut up, and then y'all have a marriage that ain't gonna last. But some, like I said, some do work with a woman, ask the man. So hey, just do that shit. Be cautious when you do it. That's all I'm saying, women. I don't have a problem with a woman proposing to a man and all that kind of stuff. Just don't try to pressure him into that direction. But anyway, Kristen has she meet Jason at the park, and you know, she showed her baby to Jason. We see Jason kids, and you know, that was cool setting. Really wasn't too much. But she has this sipping tea, and she was kind of scared. Oh no, it wasn't a sipping tea. It was a sip and see, where they drink and eat or whatever, and she show off her baby to the family and friends that haven't got to see him. Maybe it's just me in the hood and growing up in the hood that you want to see my baby, you come on my house to see my baby, you better see him on Facebook, Instagram, I don't know. But to throw this big old thing just for somebody to see your baby, if it's not a Christian or a baby shower, I don't. But like Ray said, this shit is a southern thing. When we stay in the Midwest, I fell out. But she had this thing, and before it can really get started, people start showing up. She tells Anisha, oh, I have a plain officer, a close officer, so if anything go down, so you guys need to be on your best behavior. She also tells Gina, I'm glad Gina read her like, I'm not a fucking child. I know how to act well, sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? Just to come out like that, I would have been like, deuces. Because if you think I'm going to be your shit starter, at your thing, you shouldn't have fucking invited me, so let me go, deuces. That's what I would have told her. But they were on their best behavior in around each other. Gina tried to apologize for Anisha for her actions because she said, regardless of where we go from here, I need to apologize for me because I don't like the way I came off. And I get that. So she goes to apologize to Anisha. You could tell Anisha wasn't trying to hear her, wasn't even trying to engage in her because she started talking to her son or whatever. And then, you know, she apologized and Anisha, like, started talking to Kristen's husband and Gina walked off. So then, that was some punk shit for Anisha to go in that separate room with her son and write this letter to Gina and read it to her 4-year-old son, you childish ass female. Like, come on, like, really? That little boy did not need to be in the middle of that. He probably didn't care about the damn letter, but just for you to sit there and read that horrible letter to your son about another grown-ass woman was childish as hell. Then she went outside and put it on her car since she didn't want to start something, but she wanted to have the last word. She go put the note on her car. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Then, Gina sees the note on her car, and Gina was like, I'm not even going to go back in there and give her an audience, so she ended up leaving. It was just a hot ass mess. But like I said, Gina came out of her character. It was wrong, and I'm glad Ray Ray called her out on it. I'm glad she apologized for her actions. But yeah, no. This shit, I'm actually, a lot of people don't like the show, but I'm actually starting to enjoy the show because, hell, if I look at Love and Hip Hop and I look at Bad Girls Club, hell, what's wrong with looking at some more motherfucking black people doing some more bullshit? Just saying. Tell me what you guys thought about B.A.P.S. Season 1, Episode 4. I'll talk to you guys back. If I missed something, leave it in the comment section. We can have a conversation. I'll be back tonight to do the Braxton Family Values and also SWV. I love those shows, so I will be back to do those reviews. And check out my other reviews. Tell somebody about me, all that good stuff. Talk to me. I do everything by the Ghetto View, THA, not THE. Yeah, talk to me on all these little social media sites, and let's keep the conversation going. Make sure you check out Ashley Miller, Mike B801, Cemented, also do B.A.P.S reviews. Much love from KY, talks about them sometime. So yeah, talk to us and we'll talk to you back. If you guys want me to do the sisterhood, the hip hop sisterhood with the one come on Oxygen, if you guys want me to do that, leave it in the comment section and I will do it. If I get enough comments to say yeah, I'll do that review. No problem. If there's any other shows that you would like for me to talk about, I will do. I will have my ghetto views up tomorrow, hopefully, or either Saturday morning. But talk to me and I'll talk to you back. Peace out.